Well,
That seems to be the case every time. But I think it works.
we would really have to stop if one of us was being like, "Hey, I gotta go."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we're not gonna run it that long because again, you still have to do that early morning drive. But
It's kind of impossible to run a game with only one person.
well, it's very interesting. You'll see. As I
You
guess,
can run a game as only a DM. That's a thing.
dude, role playing requires only two people.
I'm not talking about two people. I was saying if one of us leaves, there's no game.
Mm,
You can run a game for yourself. What the fuck?
I'd be writing a book at that point. I'd just be writing lore, to be honest. Like,
Is that how adventure books get made? It's someone comes up with a premise. Is like, what would I do?
well, to be fair, I didn't originally think about doing D&D or any type of role playing game because I intended on finding someone who would write a book with me, like join up and like just write a book for no reason at all other than to the love of writing and the joy of storytelling. And then I realized what this is, and I was like, okay, let me just read up on that. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, there's a lot of availability. Oh, it's 100% with other people. Okay, that works. Yeah, I'll just trick people into writing a story. Then that works. And here we are.
Story. That's D&D.
It's D&D.
It's forcing people to write a story with math by tricking them into thinking they're having fun.
Yes. Roll initiative. No, I'm joking. Out the start. No, yeah.
I don't think you understand how much that got me. I am walking with my laptop in hand and microphone in my hand to go clean up my mess from dinner while I'm talking with you.
Okay.
And you said that, and I just fucking stopped.
That's funny. Okay. I didn't mean to. Oh.
I just fucking planted my feet and looked like, oh
Wait.
shit.
Wait, it's happening.
Am I going to die?
No. While I believe in our last game, there was a bit of magic with light kind of exposed all about and around that shun itself over Donks, protecting and hiding him eventually. And even as Koiko, a new ally that assisted in defending you, defending with you themselves as well, against these, well, yeah, I guess they'd be Atlantean type creatures, or shall we say, aquatic folk, could be a good term for them. But taking them out and finding out that one of them that was killed resurrected themselves and then tried to fly or swim away, Branza, you delivered a final blow, taking them out, and found yourself a bit of a powerful coral hammer that, if utilized properly, could leave certain mages and beasts that are of the druid capacity in states of normalcy. It
I actually had a question about that hammer.
yeah.
For the wording of it, I couldn't tell whether like holding it removes my concentration or hitting someone removes their concentration.
If they fail the DC 10 check, they lose concentration or are returned to their original state if they are wild shaped or polymorphed, or if they're a barbarian, they lose their rage.
Holy crap, that's wild.
Yes, it isn't a magical weapon, but it is a powerful item, for sure.
It's like a cursed weapon or something?
Hmm?
Is it like a cursed weapon?
You've had it long enough for you to notice that it isn't cursed. I mean, I don't know. Where do you have it? Where do you inspect this thing? Put yourself here, because this is technically Aeolus's office, or more. You guys are kind of hanging out in the front end of it, since it is his patrol today, and he is about to start it. He was about to walk around, but Shren appears and interrupts your passage with him, and he moves on, and you guys could go on wherever you want, because he's like, oh, you found your friend finally, because you said you've been looking for her, and Shren is excited. First of all, she's like, have you noticed me swim around here, or sneak around here?
Say again?
Shren, she asks if you've noticed her sneak around the area.
I noticed you kind of went off on your own, but I mean, you're a responsible adult person. I figured if you didn't feel like telling us what was up, that was you. But since you mention it, where did you go?
As you're speaking, she's like chuckling like a little girl, but she eventually straightens up and she says, "No, I've been practicing. I could swim through shadows. It's pretty cool. Just look." And she goes over to your shadow. She kind of angles it a little bit because she's like, "Oh, okay, not here, not here, not here. Okay, here is enough shadow." And then she goes into it, and then back through the back of the building. She is found as she sort of teleports. May I touch this token, please? Thank you. And then she just sort of appears, speaking like, "Hey, see me? I'm right here."
Oh. All right, again, I want to try something, and I'm going to take out the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
I want her to try swimming through a shadow again.
Your shadow?
Sure.
Oh, okay.
But if she pops out, I want to just put the coral hammer on the ground on my shadow.
Okay. She goes through your shadow. The core hammer is touching the shadow, and she's found in the corner. And she's like, "What was it supposed to do?"
Oh, interesting. This has more applications than I thought it would.
What?
Sorry, I wanted to try something with a weapon I found. It's got kind of sort of a magic disruptive thing.
Oh, I'm not magic.
Oh. Well.
You see this? And she like starts punching like 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 a bro at her abs, and she's like, "All power, baby. All core."
Well, it's got some disruptive thing about it.
Oh, so like it'll mess up your mind, like when your spells are messed up.
I don't know. Just when I first grabbed it, I couldn't focus on my spell. I guess it. I don't know. It messes with your perception. It messes with your focus.
Let's go to the lady up there. The one who knows magic. She might be able to identify it.
The shop?
At the bar. She does things for free, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we could go to the shop, but they probably charge us. You know, in Imali, they'll charge you like 50 gold for like an identify for stuff. Like, it's exuberant prices. That's actually a little cheaper if you know the people. Usually, if you're from town, they actually give you like half the price discount. But I'm not from Imali itself, so I'm always getting stiffed.
Useful to have friends who are wizards.
Yeah, would be nice. I mean, I could do this, and then she again also goes into your shadow, and then she's like, "Fuck! This was hard. Barely any shadow. This one. Ow."
There is some
Yeah, I thought there was more shadow here. Should
Building
have.
has shadow on opposite sides of itself? What the heck?
I don't know.
There's some weird lighting. Where is it? I'm gonna look up, just like try and see where the light source is.
As you speak about lights, which wasn't at all 100% a trigger for the goddess that was waiting for the light conversation to happen. But as you start speaking of light, Shren kind of looks to like in between you guys as this figure with massive wings that seem ethereal to you, at least, in to a degree. But you've seen them before. These are the same wings that have shrouded Donks and protected him, and they were the white, silvery ones that are cusped with these golden anklets and decorations. The feathers, those are the ones that kind of shone and made Koiko appear. And this entity appears again between you two, and then she says, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so part of this power, right? I was technically not supposed to be able to do this, but as many members of the court, she doesn't say that. She says many members of our. What does she say? She says, I guess she says faction. Many members of the faction, they sometimes choose left and right. You get my meaning? This time I chose left. Meet uh, Koatesh, the time dragon keeper.
You know,
yeah.
you're speaking in riddles, and I may be a wise guy, but no, I don't get left, right, no idea.
The entity in between you guys, she kind of looks to you. Her face is. The jaw is skeletal, but the face above is transcendent and opulent in shine and color. She seems bright in the very essence of the word. Her golden hair flows down slightly just over her shoulders and end short there. Her wings, again, still massive, almost encapsulating the entire city. But as they are standing next to you in a very small manner, seem to be just floating there, just like everything else does here. But they seem to just do it as a natural state. They sort of cock their head to you and say, I have asked this young one to bring me to someone who is worthy. Someone who can carry the light. Could you aid me?
You think I'm worthy? Stop it, you're gonna make me blush. If it is your wish, I will gladly carry this light for you.
Do not.
Although I cannot say whether I will be a good carrier.
Do not be so hasty in accepting such a boon and a curse. For if I was just to hand this to you without explaining its trials and tribulations that it will definitely bring you, I would be remiss and be essentially condemning you to a fate worse than death. But Shren here does know the path. She has already chosen it. Show him. Shren, as she kind of has been cross-armed almost the entire time you saw her here, the right over the left, she now kind of does move her right arm over right arm off of that hidden one, and you see that almost as if they have just a massive blackened tattoo over their forearm and their fingers, their palm, their knuckles, everywhere, all over their from their elbow down. Yet, the more you look into it, the deeper the darkness and the void feels as it brings a chill to you, a cold that, well, it tickles your spine. And as she sees that, she's like, "Yeah, this thing is pretty dangerous if I use it correctly." And I know how to use these things. She's kind of just punching at her palm as she says that. The light is in two pieces. One alone cannot carry it unless they are of my stature, a time dragon keeper, let us say. But unfortunately, early in the life of my sisters, they betrayed my younger ones and attempted to take their mantle. In this, the light, the bright itself, is exposed, and I have been carrying it in a state of dismay for myself, but not something I can't handle. Yet, it is now time for me to transfer the bright, but I cannot do this without locating a keeper proper. Until that time is found, until that time that one of them is found, I will require a pair of entities to carry the burden for me.
Well, I'm bound to serve others, so I will consider your request and carry this light. But I have a question. Is this light like a physical thing? Like, is it more... You're talking about a burden. Is it a physical burden, or am I going to be, like, emotionally scarred?
The burden will be definitely physical and can lead to mental scarring. Yes. But most obviously, you'll see that you'll be the target of many devilish and evil entities, but most specifically, and the reason why I came to Shren, not just because I have known her bloodline, but because I know what she's capable of, and she says you too are strong. To which I take her word, and in this place, today where we stand, the trident awaits. And she points to the abyss, to the center, to the where you, I guess, where you saw the body of the dude fell and disappear. That's essentially where she kind of points, just like the deep, like where you were trying to find the hammer.
Like the abyss.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. She's just pointing to the darkness. Yep.
Like in terms of oceanography, the abyssal zone. It's it's a zone of blackness in the ocean where there is no light, and like you pretty much need to be bioluminescent in order to see.
Yeah. That's a good way to phrase it, for sure. That's where she does point. But she does say to you, pseudo agreeing, not having yet offering a true agreement, but she does say prior to that, the monstrosities that will seek you out will attempt to devour your body. They will, some of them, the ones with more mind, to them will try to sacrifice you or torture you for their gods, whatever they may be. Be it as it may, if you were to accept this, the both of you, Shren already half a foot in, it would require a long trip to find this trident, combine it with all its pieces, bring the three in, and then strike down Fierro. This is how you free the underworld. The keys alone are not.
I mean, just add those enemies to the list. I mean, enemies of Aeola, enemies of the Fae, enemies of the court. I mean, there's a long list of people who are already after me. I mean, what's a couple more?
My young, beautiful elf. There are many more after you alone for the blood that you carry. Simply because you have not met them does not mean they are not after you yet. But know this, carrying the light, carrying a part of bright will be both a wonderful experience for yourself, for the days that they are, but on the days that they aren't, and there will be many, it will be a tremendously difficult trek, not to be taken lightly, not to be accepted lightly. She looks at the Shren pointedly when she says that. Golden eyes looking at you, her jaw still a skeletal piece of human. That's the only thing that seems broken of her. Everything else is clothed, and you can't see her hands themselves. They seem to be shrouded by these this cloak that just covers her. Her frame is tiny compared to the two of you, but the wings are gargantuan.
Look, I don't know who you're trying to flirt with. Is it me? Is it Shren? You called me beautiful, and I want to thank you for that. But in a more serious tone, I'll accept this burden, not lightly, but with the respect and fervor that's due.
As you say that, she just kind of slaps at your chest and disappears. The both of you, Shren and you yourself, Branza, it kind of like turns into black and white. You being on the white side, Shren being on the completely dark side, and it kind of blends like a yin yang real quick and spins and disappears almost immediately as that happens, as you're touched, and as it happens to be, you have a spot of bright. Now, bright cannot exist with some darkness, so Shren is actually carrying this deep cold, this dark, heavy weight that she is weaponizing currently. And it is now fully on her. You see the filigree, these tattoos embed all around her shoulders. They look actually pretty freaking badass, if I'm honest with you. They seem to be runic script of the how do you say, archonic type. Yeah, sure, whatever. Arcane of the arcane. What would you like your image, your symbol, your bright to appear, and where do you want it? Like, do you want it to like just cast all over your leg? Is just your whole right leg? Do you want your whole hair to be white? Like what do you want? Where do you want this thing? It has to be obvious. Everyone else is gonna see it. You are now carrying bright. You are the brightest thing in the room when you walk in.
the moss covering my arms, covering my arms and legs, turns bright. The green has faded out. It is the most bleach white moss you've ever seen.
I like it.
Okay, you like it?
Yeah. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, and because of how moss grows, it seems like the edges of the moss go into the skin.
Yeah.
And things.
It's kind of daunting to look at if you don't know what you're looking at. But pretty cool, definitely.
I would just like to look at this moss and go, ah, shit! I'm never hiding from anyone again, aren't I?
No. While the effects of your trait, your elven trait, I think should still work. This specifically can't be hidden. You can't be hidden against certain enemies, and that'll come in play when it comes in play, obviously. So who knows? But what do we do as Shren and you seem to be powered up now? Shren looks buffer than before. And when I say buffer than before, is I rolled stats for her proper, and I was like, oh shit, she's broken. And then I was like, I don't want to roll for her. I don't want to make a character sheet anymore for her because she's too broken. So I just I minimized her, and I was just like, I'll just give her levels like a monk would, and instead of having the healing trait in the I think the Way of the Palm monk style, she has the shadowy teleportation. That's it. That's the only thing that's different. But
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And then for flavoring it, that the Time Dragon Keeper gave her that as a hey. I could give you this. Want to join me? I need someone to carry this thing while I go find someone strong enough to actually carry the thing. And she's like, all right, let's do it. Where do you go? Do you go to get something identified? Do you go to pay for it? Do you go to bother the ghosty lady? Do you go to help the ghosty lady? I don't know. Game's yours.
You said that there's 3 fragments of this trident.
Yes.
And then I have to strike down Fierro?
Yes, Fierro is essentially Ayala's partner or other. Let's say. Usually, when
I remember reading that.
Yeah, usually when it comes to espers, there's a duality to it. Espers cannot exist without another. If they've chosen living amongst mortals, they become separated, as it's been known in the universe. Ayala and Fierro being one of the ones that were gifted this, as they were one of the helpers and the creator of the start of the universe, so to say. That's a very loose way of me phrasing it. In the books, in the tales that you've read, it more phrases like, oh, the universe is old. But when Ayala and Fierro came around in this old-ass universe that was almost lifeless, they helped Vane, or whatever the hell that is, create a whole lot of spots that actually had life. And they were gifted one of these lands. But what they did is they connected all these lands in a way that they could kind of have their trickery and their joy and fun, which is where you find the whole Feyland thing till Adasor came and ruined it. But that's essentially what you know. And we haven't rolled a die yet.
I'm feeling
Interesting.
a lot more conflicted now. If Fiero is a companion and ally of Ayla.
Yeah, but he has to die to free the underworld.
Oh. Oh.
Like the Time Dragon Keeper said. You must plunge the trident into him.
I need to
kill a god.
I need to pray on this.
To kill a god. Wait, you already decided.
I already decided, but retroactively.
What she said to you, remember, she said all you have to do is protect the light. If you seek out the trident, it will help you out, is what she informed you of. The trident is part of 3, and the part of 3 is what breaks Fierro, which opens the underworld. The keys alone do not open the underworld.
Okay. I'm gonna do something, and when I do it, you do not need to respond in any capacity to me role playing this. I'm gonna take out the bow,
okay,
the glitter flame,
and
I'm gonna kneel with it resting on my legs, and I'm just going to silently think, Lady Ayla, I've given my word to hunt down your companion so light may be restored. If this is a mercy for Fierro, then I will do my part. If this goes against your will, please bring me toward the light once more. And I will stand and take up my bow and go get that hammer identified.
Wait, what hammer?
The coral one.
You already have it.
Well, I already have it, but never mind.
Where would it be?
Don't I have everything?
Oh, we're gonna get identified. Oh, okay, yeah, let's do that, huh? In what you say to Ayla, in what you say to Ayla, I just want to be clear. Is there a response that would be obvious in which Ayla would show you that isn't their desire?
I mean, I think that's up to you to decide as the DM.
Okay.
I don't know if deities necessarily always respond to their followers, particularly non-cleric or paladin ones.
But ones that were handed a boon, literally in person, maybe.
Yeah.
So while you're right,
I don't need to respond. I don't think a response is necessarily necessary.
Yeah.
I more or less think Branza's mind is set.
While you're correct in this, but given the circumstance, I just want to be clear that if you did have something in mind, that it also was in my head. Not that that's necessarily what is going to happen, but I just want to make sure that my options are open just in case that was the case. You know.
If you want to respond in any capacity,
there's no response. There's no response.
Cool.
Not as of yet, at least. And if there is one, there may be. But again, hasn't occurred yet. Not as you go to... Where do you go to get this identified, I guess?
Where do I go to get thing identified?
Yeah, the Hammer of Coral. Are you going to go to identify it or something? Or are you going to...
Yeah. Wasn't there that lady at the bar?
Yeah, so you want to talk to her, see if she might be able to help with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if she's still at the bar, but at least that's a good spot to ask where she went.
You mean the ghost that is locked in a stasis in the bar because of some curse that Gaiax did? Yeah, she's probably still there.
Yeah, she's probably still.
Yeah, she's probably still there.
I'm not keeping constant tabs on her.
Yeah, no. I mean, Let's see. If number 7 is still there, then she's probably still there. If number 7 isn't there, then he probably found someone to help.
Number 7's that like robot construct, right?
Yeah. Number 7's still there.
Oh yeah, because I wanted to name him like
a very complicated using numerical with the first letter of every number kind of name, and I was just like, no, it's too much. Don't make my head hurt, please.
It might have been Sven.
Yes, that was something like that. Shren disappeared, so she's right there. That's interesting. That's not where she's at though. She's probably coming in. There's nobody in the front of the shop this time. But what do you notice walking into here?
I mean, we've kind of spent like 2.5 weeks here. I feel like we're regulars
now. You spent a week here. This is the end of the week. You've just leveled up. So has Shren, and technically so has Donks. But that may be different because he hasn't shown up for a couple games. So -1 level. But he's tank, so he'll be fine. I'm a jerk. But I'm not serious.
Yeah. He's the tank. I'm the squishy guy that sticks in the back.
Yeah. Shren could tank. Shren got HP. She got a good con. She got a good everything. God damn, Shren.
Monk's ACs are pretty good.
Shren is ripped. I'm not gonna lie. Like after I rolled the stats, I was like, oh, I gotta change her numbers on the attack things because I don't have her that strong here. It's like insane.
She just lets blows with her raw, uncovered chutzpah.
Yeah, I don't know. She's another thing. I might have to put her in DM NPC status. Like I don't know. Oh no, the DMPC status. Yeah. I might have to send her over to give up her life for like the band or something. I don't know. Whatever. Despite all that, as you guys go to this area, you do learn real quick that she does not know how to cast the Identify spell. So, any other good ideas?
I guess I'll just kind of intuit this hammer.
She does ask you to show her the hammer, though. She would like to look at it. Seems intriguing.
Sure. I'll show the hammer off. Like, I'll tell her. I've tried. I've touched it. I've used it on a couple things. It seems to act as a focus disruptor. It's like the weapon form of ADHD.
It does have a beautiful shine to it. The colors are splendid. Look at them. This is made from around here, isn't it? I'm sure. She's kind of looking at it as you're holding it in front of her because she cannot hold it. I forget that she is a ghost. I
don't exactly know the origins. I kind of killed a guy for it. He seemed to come from that dark abyssal domain, or at least that's where he was fleeing to. So I presume that was where he's from. I don't know. I kind of shot him in the back and asked questions later.
She listens to what you say, and her eyes kind of narrow. She's gonna roll, and she says immediately, "The thing that you took this off is." I'm afraid that you killed them, yes. But now it is different. It shows me a path of undeath. I'm afraid that this tale isn't over. She kind of pulls back a little bit. and she seems worried.
What do you mean this tale isn't over? Did I not kill them?
You've ended something, but in the abyss, I'm afraid something else is brewing. Something else is growing. Something else has overtaken the master of this weapon. It is an odd sensation I can't place, but it is a deep darkness that I can sense besides this one standing next to you. Tren kind of coyly looks away, like, oh shit, yeah, I am carrying a bit of darkness, aren't I?
Tren's a goth bitch.
Yeah. You could cast Cure Wounds twice, with a +5. So it's just I think, what is it, a D8 for Cure Wounds? I never know.
Yeah, it's
right here
plus spellcasting level.
It's +5 for you. You may cast it twice, and you get it back at any rest. So that's
I can cast
short
twice for
or
free,
long
or
rest.
I can cast it twice.
You may cast Cure Wounds twice, but it'll be 1d8 +5, regardless. I don't know what your spellcasting modifier is, but it's
So it would.
it's just the base. That's a lie. Whatever Cure Wounds is, full stack, 8 + 5 is that 13, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's max heal. I cast it twice with max heal +5.
Yes. So it's 13 hit points. What you can deliver each twice a rest. Short or long, doesn't matter. That is the ability of the Bright.
And is that slotless or
that's separated? That's
separated from slots?
It's just a level 1 slot essentially. Yeah, it's you can't like upcast it or anything like that.
Okay, so they do take spell slots, yes?
No, they don't use your spell slots.
Okay.
You could just cast it twice, 13 healing to whoever you want. And I believe the spell is an action.
That's correct.
Okay. But no, I don't have it written down on my character sheet here, which I should for some reason. I don't know why I have physical character sheets when we're on Roll20.
I put it in the thing.
Thank you very much. You're a gentleman and a scholar. So yeah.
Son and father.
The what? Do I even want to ask?
Hamilton.
Hamilton?
Yeah.
I never seen it. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
I assumed you had, because that's like a quote from one of the songs in it.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And that was where I first heard it, so I assumed that's where it got famous.
No, I just happen to be a scholar, so I know about it. I don't know. I've read books. I don't know. I've heard it somewhere. TV, I'm sure. I've heard it.
You're probably more well read than me, so you probably need more.
I'm not. No, I don't read books. So I write them. I stopped reading for some reason. Huh?
As a never mind in that case.
Yeah.
Disregard what I said.
Yeah. My one and only book that I really read was The Metamorphosis, and I'm stuck. And then I keep trying to read Game of Thrones, but I'm like, I'd rather just write. Every time I read it, I'm just like, I'd rather just write.
I'm trying to read the Witcher books.
Ooh, I heard they're good. But I'm waiting to see whatever the cringe is from that Netflix couple of seasons coming up. So
books are better.
Yeah, of course. That's also why I'm reading Game of Thrones. I'm very disappointed in that last season. I was like, fuck. Just like why? Anyways, what do you wish to do as you seem to be at a loss with this thing? This, what do you call it? Hammer.
I think I have it as Hammer of Coral, but I said something a minute ago that I thought was funny, so I might stick with it. I might call it the ADHD hammer.
Okay. It won't offend people online, I'm sure. I guarantee you.
Well, I have ADHD, so fuck them.
No, I mean, I'm sure it won't, but I'm sure it will for someone. Listen, someone will always be offended no matter what is done. So,
hey, as a member of the ADHD community, focus is impossible for me, so I resonate with this hammer well.
Oh no. Don't make it okay too. All right. So yeah, with your ADHD hammer, that's gonna be a mouthful. I'm not repeating that again, because I too suffer from it.
You're good. I think I'm just gonna intuit what it does.
You can kind of guess, right?
Yeah, kind of guess because I felt like the spell energy dissipate when I first touched it, and then I did that test with Shren's shadow movement, and it kind of blocked it.
It didn't do nothing actually for her because she didn't use any kind of concentration at all. It didn't interrupt her at all.
Oh, I thought it did.
No, it didn't. She just kind of went through it. She's like, what was supposed to happen? I don't know. She was confused, in fact. But yeah, not much happened for Shren. But Shren doesn't have a feature like that. Shren doesn't require any kind of concentration. She didn't focus on the 4 elements. So
well, then outside of metagaming, I think for now I'm gonna understand that it only does it for concentration spells, and I'll figure out the rest.
Sure. I mean, I'm okay with some degree of metagaming. It would be impossible for a non-wizard to honestly figure out what that thing would do. So, if in that case, just take the knowledge. Take the hammer as what it is. Metagame it. There's obviously other things that don't work for metagaming, like the assassin is behind you, and you're like, hey, I'll turn around. Oh, there's an assassin. I guess I'll attack them now. And I'm like, okay, hold on. How'd you know? Where? What pigeon informed you? But no.
Hold on. Do that. They get 2 surprise rounds.
It's gonna be great. But yeah. Where do we go from here? What happens next? Because you can still go get it identified. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, I'm just gonna deal with it. Play it fast and loose.
Yeah, got it.
I'll keep to my word, and I think I'll start moving towards that abyss. But I want to stop by the barracks, the town barracks, the guard. I don't remember the name for it.
Yeah,
I want to see if I can rustle up some grunts to go with this.
Some what?
Grunts.
Grunts.
Namely spotter. That's another word for that.
You're looking for help.
Human shields?
Gotcha. Shren immediately is like, there's people for sale at the shipyard.
Yeah. But I don't want to have to buy them. I want to make it seem noble so that we just get volunteers.
There might be volunteers at the shipyard.
That's a fair suggestion, then. Alright, to the shipyard!
She starts swimming over to the shipyard.
A weird mood today.
That's a shipyard. Enjoy it. All these things are not made of wood. They are all made of metal. Every single one of them, including that big thing back there.
Actually, wait. metal. I'm so shocked this is not the rustiest water ever.
Over here, you could come in just fine. Why on my side it's a different color? That's interesting.
What do you mean?
It's like white background on on the DM side. I don't know why.
Change from a black background to like a tan one?
Yeah, like it's supposed to be tan.
It's tan for me.
Yeah, but not for Kevin for some reason. I don't know why. Anyways, let's see. Let's get Shren. You're walking in, and what you do see. What do you see? You see what seems to be some archer looking about in a smaller ship. They kind of give you an eye, but you can't tell if they give you a specific, like a weird eye or anything like that. They just look your way, is what I'm trying to say, as they are wearing a mask. There seems to be two other individuals in the back, a tiefling and another young lady. They seem to be elf, so young may be relative. On the next ship, you see someone that you kind of recognize. You're not sure about it, but their mask seems very relatively close to the shape and size of a dragonborn slash lizard folk that you know, Imandolia. If they got like older and maybe a little chunkier. That's this bigger ship next to the smaller one with the three ladies. In that craft, they seem to be alone, messing about with some of the metal rigging on the ship that seems to be connected to some sort of rail cannon that sort of just is floating in the air. On the next ship, seems to be a very small vessel, which has some sort of goblinoid just hanging about, talking on some machines in the back of the ship itself. This ship is slender. It seems fast, but definitely not hardy and capable to carry a good amount of people if that's what you were looking for. The next ship does have some kind of winged individual and a massive Shren for some reason. Some winged individual, and the moment the winged individual does see you guys, they're like, "Hey, hey, hey! Do you guys need to ride? Do you guys need to ride? I have a ship right here. You guys want to ride? I got a ride." And they're kind of just flapping there, excited that people are walking about. What do you say? Do you do anything? Do you ignore them?
I'm gonna whisper to Shren, "This place must not get many visitors."
No, it's kind of quiet.
Yeah.
Before too much, right beyond the flapping pelican entity that is category size small, by the way, is a massive vessel that seems to be painted on teeth, red orbs as some kind of weaponized mechanism, and tendrils that just seem to be cables that either are useless or supported. You can't tell by the way they reverberate, but maybe one or the other options, one of the two options. But as it sort of just floats there, and everything here is sort of just floating in the air here, because you're all kind of in water. There's no water that they're on. They're just floating in space, of which the dock leads to. And this vessel doesn't seem to have any sort of individuals in front of it, but the door bay is open. It seems to be just completely open. A massive bay door for this massive vessel, all the way in the back there. But yeah, these are the ships. Which ones do you walk to? Do you ignore the talking pelican dude who's like, "Hey, hey, I got a ship, a very cheap prices. Come on."
Okay. If you're trying to shout, do the rules of water sound waves apply?
Yeah, it's very difficult to hear people that are not very close to you.
Cool. This is gonna be funny then.
You also have telekinesis for 20 feet.
Well, with one person, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say one moment, my friend. One moment, my friend. Let me address everyone here on the dock. And I'm gonna come over to this like wagon here, or like crate or something.
Okay.
Sorry, someone FaceTimed me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna stand on top of it. I'm gonna climb on top of it.
Okay. Yes.
And I'm just gonna shout, "Friends, compatriots, heed my call to action."
All right. Stop right there. Hold on. As you get on top of this crate, he first the guy seems like concerned and worried of what you're doing, not more so in the way that is like, oh man, this guy's not gonna really care what I have to offer. More like, wait, where are you going? Wait, no, don't go there. No, not there. Not there. On the Pelican's own very mimic, who opens their mouth as you go to step on them and chomp down a good once. I'll just roll here. Does an 18 plus 2 hit?
Yes, a dirty 20 hits.
Okay. So that's very low damage. Is only 10 plus 2, 12 points of damage, and immediately the bird is yelling at the chest, and she's like, "Down, Billy! Down, down, Billy! No, let go, Billy! No, no, bad Billy, bad Billy!" And Billy does wooden crate with teeth that are kind of jagged metal pieces that seem to be made up of loose gems and just broken swords, all the type, just things that you'd find in a chest, and is just gnawing at your leg, and their bite is released, and you're kind of left there to react, my friend. How do you react? Do you kill this thing for having attacked you?
No. I'm going to move to that crate.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to restart. And I wanted to know how sound waves works because everyone who hears this is probably just going to be hearing.
That's exactly what they hear. Literally, the only people that hear you are Billy, Bob, and Shren.
Yeah, but I'm still going to shout, "Friends, compatriots, heed my call to action. My companion and I are journeying to the depths to free this land from a darkness. And we could use a ship, a fighting ship. Pro bono, of course, because I don't have money. Now please, lend us your aid. Fight for honor. Fight for glory. Fight for your freedom."
You see Bob, or you don't know his name actually, the Pelican, he just goes over to this other ship, and he's like, come Bob, Billy, this is a waste of our time. And then Billy sort of has trouble getting to the ship, but eventually does. And then they're just looking at you with their like wings crossed. They're just like this was a useless venture. Why did I even bother with this guy? But what you can tell immediately is that the ship that he was currently standing on is now completely empty from the outside. And he seems to go off and do stuff with this goblin who seems to be preparing some stuff in the vehicle itself.
There's an empty ship?
There seems to be an empty ship there, yeah. Trent is looking at this like, what was that supposed to accomplish? She's just confused in the face, and she does look at the empty ship like,
How many people does it look like it would take to pilot said empty ship?
Good captain and first mate generally for that size would all is all it would require. Do you have proficiency with this one would be air vehicles?
No.
Yes. This is a water safe air vehicle. But
I do not have proficiency with it.
Okay. You could always roll to try to maneuver it wherever you go, but if you are to fail at an air vehicle, it'll be more damaging than if it was a water only vehicle. So the moment you do touch the air and problems do happen to occur, that would mean immediate death at those heights unless you could fly or have feather fall or something like that.
But we're in the water.
You're currently in the water, so the risk is minimal. Unless there's a lot of reefs around, and again, a crash can happen, but not as bad as a land or air crash.
Okay. I'm gonna telepathically communicate with Shren.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, do you want to try and steal that boat?
She does look at the boat, but then she says, "I want to talk to them first." And she points at the massive vessel with teeth that seem to be painted on it. This red orb that sort of just glows off and on in a blinking, soft, blinking manner. But she does point to this thing over here.
Fair enough. I'm going to strut in a way that, had my speech been successful, would have been heroic, but because it wasn't, I look like a fucking idiot.
Gotcha. Great. So do you approach this vessel?
Yes.
Yeah. As you go there, there's an individual that does meet you. They step out of the vehicle as to sort of keep you from going in further than the very cusp of it. If you can understand my phrasing, you kind of see seats next to you about. There seems to be a row of them in a circular pattern. It seems to fit about 4 people comfortably, maybe a good 6 easily, based off the seating. But the seating is very tight for what it seems to be for the passengers. The pilot and their navigator, you can tell, would have more comfortable seating. Is sort of pointed to the center. It kind of looks like everybody will be looking at each other at the same time. But there seems to be a lot of floating silver just hanging around about in the very top of this, just by the ceiling of this entire ship. The vessel inside of it is not massive, but it does have more space within it past this point, but they have not allowed you through that. And they kind of just cock their head. They are holding this bow, and they look to you. This entity for sure has a bunch of rags around them. They seem to be human in nature, but they are of the converted type. This you've noticed before in the underworld. And in the overworld, you've seen cases of it, but in minor factors where someone has replaced maybe their hand because they probably lost it in a battle. this entity, you can tell they're probably more parts metal than just a hand. They kind of, with their face nearly fully covered, but you can tell from the bridge of their nose, metal still. Their eyes are made up of skin. Their face is made up of skin, but they cover a lot of them that would probably, for some people, may not be a good look.
So they have a face covering?
Yeah, they have a bit of face covering, but they are a cyborg from what you can tell.
Okay.
They don't say anything, they just look at you. They're like,
Hi, friend. Is there a ship captain my friend and I could speak to?
I'm not here for sale. If that's what you're seeking, I only wish to help those who seek to assist the underworld.
Well, we have like-minded goals.
You don't say. What is your goal exactly?
I mean, life goal or like short-term goal? Because I think short-term, I'm looking to like cleanse the light in this Atlantean land, but I think long-term, it's kind of like free the underworld from Gaiax.
You are
right.
You are probably headed in the right direction, but have missed a stop. I'm afraid to say that the war against Gaiax has shifted, and it is now Gaiax that is the problem. It is now Exceltor. Apparently, there was an assault on them. Their brain disrupted. That's what I am here to assist with. Anyone who could aid me. I was affected by time recently and was ordered to take this vessel here and bring back anyone who has been alleviated of the underworld's strain. I'm hoping to find someone of the type, someone who isn't affected or doesn't care to be affected, because where I plan on going is to the underworld. And I plan on taking, and she pulls out a wand from like her waist. I plan on taking this key and unfortunately plummeting, there you go, plummeting it into my own goddess at her own request.
Who is your goddess?
The same one as yours, my elf friend. And she kind of does tug back at her cloths a bit, and you do see that she does have very shorter ears, but they're still a little longer than what a human would have regularly. You know, they seem odd, almost innocuous. But if well, you do know better. So I was gonna say, I don't know why I was gonna say if you didn't know better, but you do know better. They're half elf.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm gonna pull out my bow. Do you recognize this?
I actually wouldn't know if they do. Let's find out if they do. That is a number that I can't tell. It looks like a 6. Turned around, but it still was a 6. Okay. She says it seems to be a broken rod, or I have weapons. If you really do plan on helping the underworld, I could help with that.
My friend, this is the weapon of Our Lady. A gift to her chosen champion.
the only thing our goddess offers champions are the pillars. Are you saying this is a weaponized pillar?
This, my friend, is the Pillar of Flame. Or Pillar of Ash? Pillar of Ash?
Yeah, I mean,
I think I beefed that.
no, I mean you're not wrong. Pillars, right? If it's the pillar of ash,
This
whether
is the
they
Pillar
know
of Ash.
that as that is a whole different story.
This is the Pillar of Ash.
Yeah, they know what the pillars are, but the pillar of ash, you can tell that they probably are drawing questions from that. They're not sure what that means specifically, but the pillar themselves does bring some um, recognition to them. But they say Ayala gifted this to you. You've spoken to her. You've had contact with her.
I've received a vision.
You are very lucky. Not many full elves are capable of receiving her vision. Almost as if you're blocked away from her. I'm not sure if it has something to do with Adasaur's curse or her own, but regardless, please, if you are a champion of Ayala, I'd like to invite you inside proper. She kind of just points to literally right there, like is 2 feet away from what you can tell. You just have to step in a little more. So there's barely limited space in this massive ship.
Um, sure, but I would really quickly like to say, what is your name? If we're gonna keep talking, I need to know who I'm speaking to. I cannot keep calling you friend.
Yes, as she knows her own name, I'm desperately looking for my name list. Sundown. That is my name.
Well, Sundown? Well, Sundown. I told you my short-term goal was to free this land's light. To do that, I need to quell the companion of our mistress, Fiero.
You seek to kill Fiero. You are agent of Ayala. Come in.
All right, I'm gonna follow him.
As soon as you step in, you realize that this was only an image, that the reality of the inside of this massive carapace, this metal, this copper giant of a ship that is not wider than the other ones here, but definitely more bulbous. And to that, it becomes clear as it's a multi-tiered ship. From what you can tell, there seems to be 3 different levels. On the level that you arrive to, there seems to be, how do you say, more of a comfortable area. There's a pool table for one, a fridge in another corner. There seems to be some kind of kitchenette area, and all of it is empty. Like no one's been using it. The stairs that lead up, and the stairs are very thin and very short. They're the type of stairs that are uncomfortable to kind of climb up. You require the rail guards for these type of stairs, but as you reach the third level again, you can see from just under the level that you're at, as the wire gate between the levels is see through enough that you can tell where the people are, and This place is empty other than sundown. She walks up. Every step she takes is a hard clank, clank, clank as she's metal on metal. And she does walk up on the second level where you do see a bit of a cockpit situation. And that exact same silver stuff that you saw, it's exactly like that. It's very similar to what the fake cockpit looked like, but it's more spread out. There seems to be more seating. It's not meant for four people only, quote unquote, that aren't the drivers. And then the floor above, you can tell, is a bit of a see-through dome. It seems to have some spouts around to which could be pointed in different areas, different windows that seem to have slides. It's just where someone with weapons of the ranged capacity would be able to utilize and take advantage of their situation there, while the gunners, the pilots, are focusing on different things with whatever mechanisms they have. But yeah, you see this place. It's completely open and available. It's devoid of life. But as the two of you, Tren, following you, reach up in there, it's clear that you probably picked a winner.
I'm just gonna nod appreciatively as I'm looking around, just like taking it all in. Oh yeah, this is nice. This is really good.
She reaches the second level and she says, "Come up here. My short-term mission is to breach the underworld. In order to breach the underworld, we have to escape this place. There are two different routes to take, but you're saying you want to find Fierro."
Yes, I have been tasked with quelling Fierro by collecting 3 pieces of a sacred trident and plunging it and combining them and plunging it into his heart.
She sighs a bit. It's a very soft sigh, because it seems that she has trouble to do some sort of abilities us humans would find easily, or other bioorganisms would find without difficulty at all. Yet for them, it seems to be just a shortened version of it, like, huh. And you could kind of tell they feel awkward when they do it. They're like, oh, I don't like that. But moved on almost immediately, and they say, "Yes, I have done some research to that fact. I have done a good amount of research to the part of Ayala, and that is what led me to this key itself. Turns out that she is to turn into a stone obelisk or something, from what I can tell." She points at some books that seem to be just laid about on a table. Pretty much the only thing that has been used around here. This table area that has some maps, some books laid about. But more specifically, there seems to be coins just laying about. If you wanted to pocket some of them, they don't seem to be keeping count of it, because it just seems to just be scattered about. There's a little pouch of it, from you can tell. But other than that, there is a lot of interest to be had at that table, as there are maps that are pointing the location of where you've been pointed the city underwater is. And it wouldn't take much more of your passive insight to recognize that they already kind of had their roots in mind to breach to escape the city underwater by either going up, which would lead directly to the overworld, or funnel you to the underworld, or take the route down through the abyss, which is the more dangerous route, but guarantees you access right back into the underworld, assuming it is survivable. But yeah,
Hmm.
she kind of just looks around, waits for you to say or ask anything, because she seems prepared to inform you of what is going on here. Trent is there as well, so
I think going down might be our best option.
Trent would say, if we're to find this Fierro, is that the way to them?
That is the way we were pointed.
If Fierro finds out about us, we'll have a bit of trouble on our way. Is there any way we could keep them from finding us, from seeing us? The ship is massive, but it wasn't built with cloaking technology. Do you guys have ideas?
Hmm. I don't know. I would imagine that being in the darkness. No, that doesn't make sense because there's dark vision and probably things down there have that. Hmm.
Yes, things accustomed to the dark usually can spot things around. I don't have as good as an eyesight. I didn't have a good as eyesight as I have now. But when I was just a regular person before I became this, she taps at the metal. I still saw pretty well in the dark.
Hmm. I don't know any ideas for cloaking. Um. I don't know, unless there's some sort of invisibility spell that could cover this entire ship, or could at least mask the presence of the living aboard it. I don't know that we could mask it.
Do you have something that could do that with creatures?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Hmm.
We might just have to.
I've heard of something. I've heard of a spell that shrouds you, but I can't remember what it is. All I know that it keeps you without leaving a trace.
If you're speaking of pass without trace, uh,
No, that's not it.
well,
That's a stupid name.
yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't really work in this capacity.
Yes, and no spell would be that. Who would call it pass without trace? They're missing a letter there.
Hmm?
Wouldn't it be called pass without a trace?
No, no. The spell. I know the spell. Pass without trace.
Are you telling me the reason I can't conjure this thing is because I've been saying it wrong? And she immediately just starts trying to conjure, and you see part of like druidic magics fall and fly off of her, almost like leaves. And I swear to God, I'll just like reference Pocahontas, the part where she's singing, where all the colorful leaves and everything is happening. And as she kind of whispers these arcane words, she casts Pass Without Trace. And she's like, Bullshit. This no, she says bullshit.
How? I don't.
What the fuck?
Do we have different spells with the same name?
I've been doing it wrong. She turns it off. I've been doing it wrong. Holy fuck. Oh my gosh. I need to get out more. Oh Lord. I've been saying the words wrong this entire time. I thought I was right and everybody else was being a fool. She casts Pass Without a Trace again on everybody. It worked. It worked on the ship. Even actually, like slowly disappears, and the ship kind of gives like a bellow, like.
I am astounded. This is wild. I am now doubting my own magical ability.
I've been trying to cast this for like 3 years. Been saying it wrong this entire time. Shit. Really would have helped out, you know, I'll tell you right now. And she kind of like pulls down the scarf, and you could tell that her neck is made of metal. It's like, it really would have helped out before this bullshit, I'll tell you right now. She kind of drops their body. They're slightly heavier than a human's body on the chair next to them. It is metallic, does not bend or break. They just kind of leisurely sit there, wondering what applications to use this Pass Without Trace with this ship that counts as a creature, as they've been trying to figure that out for a long while now, to be honest. So thank you.
This is wild. This is wild. Now, I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
My illuminated moss.
Mm-hmm.
Would it still be seen / sensed by creatures?
Only things that can see it from afar. If they can't already see it, they don't see it like that.
Oh, got it.
Yes. So only people that know what you have, or things that know what it is. So I'll just be straight up. Aberrations, you can kind of assume they all know what you have. Creatures that live in ports, possibly not. Shadow creatures for sure. Celestial creatures, definitely. Devilish creatures, possibly. You're not sure yet. But the type that seeks this out to devour it would be the malevolent type. And again, the very strong type. You know, they're gonna come for it. But don't worry, you're not alone. Shren is there with you, carrying the bright on the other side as well. Just not bright anymore. But yeah. Do you tell Sundown anything else? Do you tell Shren anything else? Do you go to visit the draconic being that seems similar but an older version of the other one?
Which one?
In the larger regular ship there was a draconic individual, sort of metallic. They could have just been armored. Yeah, that's them. But they look like Ima Andolia to you.
And Ima Andolia wasn't he part of that?
Essentially, your trainer. Essentially, your mentor. Yeah.
The one who gave me the paw.
Yes. Yeah. Handed you the paw as your graduation gift, essentially. That is not the right term. Wait, you are part of the core, right?
Yes.
So he did give it to you for your graduation gift. Yep, that's what it was. But also as you're graduating, yeah, they gave it to you. That's all you know.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna say something. I see an old friend that I need to speak with. Would you mind waiting for me for a moment?
Wow, I have been waiting for some time. I have no problem waiting a bit more. Not especially when I found or when a champion of Ayala has found me, shall I say. Do what you must.
Thank you. I appreciate your patience. Real quick,
Mhm.
am I actually a champion of Hilla? I kind of just name dropped that.
You showed someone who followed Ayala in their past a branch of Ayala in a state that they're not used to seeing it in, but still a state in which it exists. So that is good enough for champion. She wouldn't have let you into this ship if not.
Okay, so I am a champion.
In her eyes, yes, 100%.
Okay, in the DM's eyes, am I a champion?
I don't know how to answer that without consequences.
Okay, maybe
The consequences will be on me.
Okay, maybe champions. I have at least been blessed/visited by Ayla.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna run up to Ema and just say, "It's good to see you, mentor."
Sure. Where do you go
So
first? I'd like to know, how do you get up on the ship, or at what point do you call?
I would like to climb on the part that's hanging over the dock,
Okay.
and then like raise my arms wide and shout, "Mentor."
What's your armor class?
16.
Okay. You're struck by a very thin laser. It's a lot of damage. Holy shit.
Today is not going well for me climbing on top of things.
That's
Holy
4 plus 4, 8 plus a D10. Where's a D10? A D10 is here. Okay. D10 radiant damage. That's a 7. So 8 plus 7 worth of damage.
It's 15 damage. Holy shit. Oh, fuck, shit.
So, and you don't even hear it. It's actually like, pew! And you can tell it was just a reaction as well. They kind of just turn around. This metal helmet or mask turns to you, and they seem ready and prepared to attack even more, reaching around their belt to grab another weapon, but they stop short. Tell me exactly what you said when you climbed up.
I just shouted, "Mentor, it's been so long."
Right. So that'll definitely stop them from shooting more. They just would have been alerted that someone got on their ship. They point the weapon down. It sort of looks like a toy gun with like a bulbous red back. The rest of it is black and has a bit of a thin point to it where the little laser flies off of. But yeah, they sort of reel back and they say, Branza? No way! And they lift their metallic mask, and you can tell for sure it's blue dragonborn half lizard folk, and they have little bit of purple specks around them, purple like iridescent light that in the right angle is revealed a little more, but other than that, they are blue as hell. And they say, Braza, what are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Well, me, I'm recovering. To be completely honest, I spent a bit of time in the underworld and was dealing with the most unsavory individuals. I'll tell you right now. I have a bone to pick with you. They kind of go up to you wherever you go. Where would you have walked up to? Because they probably would have gone to like there. Yeah, they would have walked up right to you, grabbed you, and pulled you close to their face, and they would have said, "Did you mention my name to a fucking guardian in this place?"
I would more say I impersonated you out of necessity.
He shoves you a bit, not enough to push you back the 5 feet to literally throw you off the ship there, but he does shove you, and he says, "Yeah, yeah. I came down into the underworld as my vacation. You know that last you saw me, I was to do one mission. I came back. That was bull crap that I had to deal with. Something about some light happening in the Green Mountains. I don't want to deal with it or talk about it. But when I came back, I was given the leave, and I decided to come into the underworld, take advantage of the expanded time that it offers. You know, take a good break." And that was cut short as I lost my adamantient plate armor. I lost my other gun that my friend helped me acquire from a different system. I lost yeah, I lost a bit of shit. I'm not gonna lie, and I couldn't find it back, so that's unfortunate. But the armor really has ticked me off because that was like 5,000 gold, man. That was like my savings, and I'm not gonna lie. I need one of those fingers.
By all means, I'll take the paw off my belt and hand it to him.
He holds his hands up. He says, "I can't use it myself anymore. You know, I used it like 10 years ago. It's done. It won't work for me. But the trick with this thing, if you focus it on another, usually comes out all right. You know what I mean? So I say we just fill my coffers, and I'll kick some back to you. How's that sound?" I'm looking for some reparations here. I'll tell you now. The XL Tour unit that held me, he kept me for about 10 days trying to figure out why I was Ima Andolia and another was Ima Andolia. Wasn't a comfortable experience, I'll tell you now. No. He kind of grits his teeth, this just all pointy, jagged teeth from this half dragon, half lizard folk. You know he's not a bad person. He's not going to like attack you for no reason. He's your mentor. In fact, if you ask him to aid you, he'd probably follow you. But you can tell he's kind of ticked that he was captured by Exotor.
Imandoli is a common name. He shouldn't have done that. What a fucking dick. So what if two people have the same name?
I don't think I've ever met an Ima Andolia Skriga anywhere in my life.
Well, I mean, that's because there isn't another one, I don't think. But, it's a big universe out there. Maybe there could be. Um, so, how exactly do you want me to treat this request of the paw so that it doesn't shit in my face?
It shouldn't hurt. Again, as long as you point it at something else, it won't affect you in the slightest. From what I've learned, um, I think the best way to put it is, to make someone beyond comfortable. But again, we must be careful about what we say.
So
I
you
guess
just
this would require some workshopping. I think it took me about 2 years before I finally made a wish, and then it was kind of fruitless at the end. So maybe yeah, maybe we're taking our time with it.
well,
Okay, okay. Uh, I like you. I like you, Branza. You were top student in class. I'll tell you now. I don't think I saw someone who excelled better in marksmanship. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for you and for some of the events that I dealt with in the Green Mountains, I myself wouldn't have started dwelling in the craft of this. And he points to you this. It looks like a toy gun. It just looks like a toy gun, painted very cool. But he's expecting you to know what this toy gun is, and you're just like, okay, I don't know what that is. But you may roll an insight. It'd be the first roll that you make for the day.
yeah, almost 2 hours in.
Yeah, I love it.
All role playing so far. 9.
9. So
I'm just gonna be like, that's pretty cool, and then I'm gonna pull out my fucking sniper rifle and be like, but what do you think of this?
why do you have Jezebel?
This isn't Jezebel.
It says Jezebel on it.
No, it isn't. This isn't the anti-tank rifle that
Oh, no, you have a
that
different rifle. Okay, gotcha. All
this
right.
is the sniper rifle I grabbed from the tower of
Gotcha. Okay. To that, he says, why do you have a relic of the past?
um which do you think is more past, a bow or this? Because you seem to not be bewildered by the bow, but you seem to be bewildered by the rifle.
I don't know anything about that stick, but this thing I've researched up and down. He actually goes to grab it. Do you let him take it?
The sniper?
Yeah.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah. So he grabs it. He starts messing around with it. You could tell that he's pretty skilled with these things, but he's looking at it prior to making any move so that he doesn't break or crack or put it in a position in which would cause any issues with the firearm itself. But he does kind of shift it and eventually dislodges it halfway. So it literally is a useless piece of machinery. It's like, yeah, man. Look, and he points to the right by the barrel. There seems to be a marking, and it's a date. The date essentially would read. I want to say something like 23008, something like that. But what that really means is like it's been several centuries since then for port. But what Imandolia says is like, yeah, this, if you were to take it into the underworld proper, if someone was to offer you money for this, it'd probably pay like 1,000,000 gold today for this kind of nonsense. If you find a reputable dealer, of course. And yeah, you can tell this was crafted a long time ago by the Elven Court when there was still an Elven Court. Today, you could find them as the All Creeds Collective, but the Elven Court has been long gone. It's before my arrival, but maybe not before yours. You were sent here after graduation, no?
Yeah, I'm still on my first graduatory assignment.
What is the assignment?
You know, I wasn't really dealt the specifics. It was kind of just help the underworld. So we're dealing with that. But faith has led me to my own mission for the moment. And look, well, maybe you could help us out. My companion, Shren, maybe you remember her, maybe you don't. Her and I are heading down with a ship down into the abyss. We're gonna go kill Fiero.
Fiero, the god of this planet, Fiero.
Yep, that one.
Right. He like turns around, and then he screams, "Hey, I'm gonna go kill a god with my friend. I'll be back when I get back." And then you hear like some kind of noise, like it sounds like, and he's like, "All right, let's go."
I'm just gonna chuckle. What are you sticking your dick into this time?
Do you wish to meet her? Miriam is a very beautiful creature.
It's fine. I was just playing with you.
All right, good. Let's get out of here. It would feel kind of awkward to meet her and then walk away.
That'd be,
yeah.
Be really weird.
Yeah.
Let's avoid that.
She made this though. This mask. Like I fucking love it. Like it's cool. Gives me dark vision.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very, very cool.
Didn't have it before. I know, like some Dragonborns have it. You know, most lizard folk too. But I wasn't born with it. I don't know why. It's fucked. But yeah.
Hey. I just kind of have that.
Fuck you. I mean, I don't even have a dragon's breath, man. Like,
oh, it's good seeing you again.
Oh, at least I have natural armor. Let's go. Wait, why am I leading the way? I don't know where we're going.
It's this way. It's that fucking giant painted tentacle monster thing.
Oh shit! You hired a Gaiax person? Nice.
Hey, we don't discriminate here.
I don't either. That's what we call them. Or converted, or turned, or... I mean...
I know. I was meaning, like... Yeah, of course we hired him. We don't discriminate on who we employ and who we work with.
Yeah, I mean, I was there when they started helping us out, right? I was...
There's some good people.
Yeah. I was with this adventurer. What's her name? Kuiko.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know Kuiko.
Yeah.
Shit. I was just with her yesterday. I got no idea where she ran off to. Though.
Yesterday, but she's not here. She went back to the overworld.
Well, she was interesting to be around. Very protective.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She's doing everything she can right now to try to breach the overworld using a whole bunch of spaceships. I think they're spaceships. It might not be spaceships. I think they're just ships. They're not like this thing here. He points to the ship that you're at. But once inside, he does say hello to every single person in there, which is just Shren and Sundown. Was it
Sundown? Yeah.
Yes, Sundown. And when he
is it Sundown question mark?
Sundown is the name.
I want to meet someone who has punctuation as part of their name. So that you have to say their name.
Sundown?
Sundown! Sundown?
Sundown?
It's like either an exclamation point or a question mark.
I hate you so much because I see this happening in the future now. And it's your fault. It's just you are the one who began this. It's your fault. Just to let you know.
That would be so funny, though.
Oh no, but then how would you pronounce Kesha? Right? She has a dollar sign in her name already. Yeah.
Well, that's meant to replace an S. These aren't the punctuation.
You're right. This is different. This is the way it's said.
This is the way to say it.
Yeah. Okay. So, but once it's
funny if someone just says hey, Sundown. It's like, no, you said it wrong.
It's Sundown?
What do you mean? What do you mean? It's like, it's Sundown? It's like, that's what I said, Sundown. It's like,
no. You're saying my name. You have to be asking my name, okay? Pretentious much? Oh, that's just great. That's just great garbage. I love it. But yes, once we're in the ship, Imandoli, he does say to Sana, he's like, "Oh, hello. I've met some of your type. I believe I was offered a chance to join you guys as well, but we declined immediately. We didn't want to deal with that. But we have these things. Do you happen to have a workshop, a tinkerer's workshop, or a smithing place, or somewhere I could make a new weapon? I need a backup. This one's not going to hold on the entire fight through." And they sort of just point to them to the bottom floor, which has a whole bunch of areas where it seems to just be for casual hangout. But there seems to be a corner where just past the pool table, where you could work on some machines or other stuff. To that point, you started this game with Captain Vrez, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he, after, yes, because after his boys did the rounds, because his shift was after the fact, they would have brought you some stuff. They would have brought you two different things. One specifically would have been the armor that one of the individuals was wearing. The rogue type individual had a very specific type of armor. Just gotta grab it as soon as I find it. It'll be great.
In a minute, do you mind if we take like a 5-minute pause?
I actually just want to throw these things at you and want to end it because
okay. Cool.
I don't think I'm gonna hold on for much longer, and also the recording might just like fuck up, and that's just yay, more fun times for me. But
this has been a fun session, by the way.
What?
I think this has been a very fun session.
Great, good. The usually the more role playing, the better. Combat is usually for like when people want to, But in a battle, we can learn about each other. But in role playing, it could be taken in many directions. And I didn't think you could have denied this entity. Yeah, I don't know where this thing is. Oh, there it is. Look, as soon as I say that. Copy. Branza. Say Branza. This is not how I have you on this thing. It's not what it says. Then these are the two items that came from there. And Vrez specifically would say, if you could find someone who knows how to handle firearms, wink wink, Imandolia does know how to handle firearms, this handgun would be a perfect learning weapon for it. Yeah, that's it.
I'm a hella don that armor.
Yeah. It is broken armor. It's
Especially
13
for me.
plus dex.
There's no limit on that dex?
Well, you can't have higher than 5 dex unless special circumstances. So
Yeah, I know. Well, wait, what kind of armor is it? Like, is it light, medium, heavy?
it is light. It is essentially. I want to clarify one thing. It is stronger than any light armor you will find in the player's handbook by like +1, I think. So it actually effectively is a +1 armor. I don't know if +1 armors exist, but effectively that's what this is. So
Got it.
yeah. So it's the whole point. It's supposed to be easy to dodge things with. It is not made up of anything from a black dragon, but it does have this like floss, like it's made up of webs, almost, but it is completely black, and it looks pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. And again, how do you call that armor? I believe they call them studded leather armor. I'm not sure if studded. Just putting studs on anything doesn't make it stronger. Like, doesn't make it more. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. So I was like, I gotta figure out workarounds with this shit because it's really pissing me off. But
Yeah, more like reinforced armor.
yeah, but I'm done. I gotta use the bathroom, and I'm done. But great game. I have fun, and you now have someone who can train you proper if you were to squeeze it out.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah. The only thing is, Ima Andolia could die on the other side of the game, like in the Sunday game. So if he does die, he would just probably be more robotic for all we fucking know.
Very cool.
So keep that in mind. He just might be a little Gaiax touched. Maybe.
He's wearing a mask and armor, and I can't really see all that much of him.
That's why I picked this one, because just in case a continuity error, that's the only reason. So that either a helmet is part of him, or he's wearing it. That's it.
Yeah, he made the helmet for him.
No, yeah, there's something to it for sure.
Yeah,
but he can see in the dark now. Yay! All right, I'm out of here. Thank you again.
hey man, had a great game. I loved the role playing of the session. It was very immersive.
Yes. I don't think I've ever tried to keep it immersive. I swear we always go on some meta talks. I'll tell you. But
we had one roll the whole session.
Okay, yeah, you sold me. Got it. Yep, that's immersive. Thank you. It was a great game. Have a good night.
That was fun. All right.
Bye.